Good morning. It's the old Florida boy back with you again. Decided it would be a good morning for a little hike. Do a little fishing. Got my fishing rod with me. I haven't been out to my favorite swamp in about, a couple of months. It's been raining real hard the month of May and June. We got all our annual rainfall in the months of May and June. So I know the water's going to be high out here, and I don't really know whether I'm going to be able to get to the creek, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some good fishing. I'm going to try to do some coffee, but it might be cold because I forgot matches and I forgot any way to make a fire, so I forgot. So we'll see if I can figure something out. If not, I'm going to have some stripped down cowboy coffee. So I got a really stripped down kit with me today, and when I get up to the camping area, I'll show you. So stay with me.
Something in the water that's calling my name.
Alright, as promised, I'm at the camping area. Phew! It is, y'all, it is so hot. Oh, it's about 10 after 10 in the morning. It is 100% humidity today. And luckily this is kind of in the shade. And it's already in the high 80s at 10 o'clock, and I am sweating. Like I told you, I got a stripped down kit. I brought my little Tinker Toy fishing rod with 4-pound test and 1 lure. I do have my big iron today. I got the 44, and there's a reason for that, and I'll explain it in a little while. I have 1 canteen of water. I got some coffee stuff down there, but you know what I forgot? I forgot my matches or magnifying glass or any way to light a small fire. So it is so hot, I'm not all broken up about that anyway, so I might just have some cold cowboy coffee and call it a Canteen Cup Tuesday. This is kind of how to beat the heat. So I'm going to go back in the swamp here in a few minutes, and you know, I'm going to get in the shade, and we're going to go over a few items on how you can cool yourself down in the woods. So stay with me. Alright, outside the swamp here, there's kind of a nice little breeze. There's a bunch of gnats flying around and flies, but there's no mosquitoes. There's nothing biting me. Out here, there's a decent breeze, but it's in the sun. So your first course of action when it's real hot is to get your ass in the shade. So we're going to go over here, and there's some nice shade over there. We're going to go over and get in the shade. And it is remarkably cooler in the shade. Now when I get in the swamp, it's going to be all in the shade. So that's going to be really good. But number 1 is get in the shade. Alright, number 2 is find some water. Any water. Splash it on your face. Splash it on your neck. Splash it on your shirt. Because, don't drink it, because, you know, you'll get sick if you drink it out here. But it's lucky enough that there's a well pump. And when you splash it on your face and splash it on your shirt, you know, it's going to dry and it's going to evaporate. And that evaporative process is going to cool you down. So oh man, feels good. Whew. Now as I walk around and sweat and this evaporates, it's going to cool me off. So number 2 is find some water and splash it on your face. That'll keep you cool. Alright, expanding on number 1, I'm going back in the swamp where it's in the shade. Man, it is hot out here today. Well, cooled off pretty good in the well pump. I'm feeling pretty good. I got 1 canteen of water with me that I hit a little bit already. So, kind of walking back, being kind of careful. I haven't seen any game today. I saw a few turkeys coming in, wild turkeys, but I haven't seen anything else. But this is pretty prime snake time. I mean, back in the swamp especially, where it's cool, you ain't going to see no big old rattlesnake laying out there in the sun because it's too hot for them. Yeah, I don't imagine you ain't going to see no deer. You ain't going to see no hogs out in the sun because it's too hot. I did bring my 44 I brought my big iron because I've already encountered some standing water where there's usually no standing water. And I think the creek is going to be a little high. So there is a real alligator threat. And I'm not going to plink in an alligator with a 9mm because there's some big gators out here. And there ain't no fences. And there ain't no rules. So if an alligator can walk through my 44 Magnum, I guess he can bite my leg off. So I'd like to do a little fishing, depending on the height of the creek. But we'll see. I'm going on back to the creek now, and I'll check in later. Whilst I'm walking back to the creek, we're going to go over rule number 3 in the heat. Is go slow. There's no hurry. You ain't in no hurry in the heat. I'm not in a hurry to burn up these calories, and I'm not in a hurry to sweat all the water out that I just drank. Number 3 is go slow. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to rush. I know where I'm going. If it takes me a little bit longer to get there, so be it. But there is no reason to rush, especially in the heat. So, rule number 3 is go slow. Alright, it ain't that bad. There's no standing water. Looks like we may be fishing. There's some water on either side of me. Right over here to the right. And right over here in the swamp to the left. And we ain't going over there because that's where Mr. Alligator probably be. And I'm keeping a pretty fair lookout on both sides of the trail. And I'm hoping that I don't have to get my big iron into action. I don't think so. The water has been this high though. Keeping an eye out for snakes too. I haven't seen no pythons up here yet, but I'd love to. I'd kind of love to see one, but I'd kind of hate to see one too. I'd love to see one so that I could shoot them, but I'd hate to see one to know that they're this far north. Ooh. Yeah, we got some nice water to fish in today. This is beautiful. Oh man, this is nice. Oh yeah. The trees have grown out a little bit. I could maybe get a few casts in there. Maybe coming back. We'll walk up to the next bridge, see what I can see. Man, the whole swamp in there. 2 months ago, that was all dry. Now it's all full. Woo. Wow. Oh yeah, my fishing hole's gonna be good. All right. I gotta be careful not to drop my phone in the creek. Wow. There was so much water. Oh man, this was almost dry. But, you know, it dried out and all the vegetation cleared out. Now it's all clear. I got tons of fish in here. Man, this is going to be great. That's, if y'all remember, I just ran into a spider web. If y'all remember that log right there on my live feed, that's where that gator was sitting. I don't see no gator now. I don't even see nothing. This whole creek is totally clear. I'm going to see if I can get in a few casts for y'all, so stand by. Alright, rule number 4 is take frequent breaks. I'm back here standing in the shade now. I've been throwing a few casts out here behind me, and the creek is way up. I'm going to show you in a minute that I can't go any farther because the creek is up so far. But take frequent breaks when it's hot. Stand in the shade. So I'm gonna practice a little bit of these 4 things and cool myself down, and it is so much cooler back here in the swamp than it is out there in the front of the swamp. So there's step number 4, take frequent breaks. Alright, doing a little fishing in the creek. Got one lure, one little beetle spin. Hopefully I make it count. There's so many flies floating on the top of the water that there's so much stuff for them to eat. And it's just funny, just I showed you a second ago where I can't go any farther. A couple of months ago, that was the trail. It was bare dirt, And it's funny, now I was just fishing in where I was walking a couple of months ago. So, see if we can get, oh, I see a truck coming. I don't know who this is, but I don't really care. Probably doing a little mudding. Yeah, he's doing a little mudding. I'm just doing a little fishing. And he's going to turn around, so I'm going to pause this. There's a nice man and his kids coming up. It's so hot. Hoping I can catch something here. There's so many flies on top of the water that there's so much for the fish to eat. I think I'm going to throw a few more casts and I'm going to go back to the camping area and see if I can make me some stripped down coffee. Alright, here we are back at the ranch. Man, it was hot today. By the time I got back to the camp, it was a full 92, 93 degrees with 100% humidity, and it was hot. So I decided to save my coffee making video for Canteen Cup Tuesday video, since it's Tuesday. Put a card right up here to that video in case you would like to go watch that. I think you should. But I want to go over my 4 items to kind of beat the heat, because it's y'all in the north, you have the opposite thing. You know, you have hypothermia. We have hyperthermia or heat stroke down here. So number 1, you got to find some shade. You know, get out of the heat and you got to find some shade. Number 2, if you could find some water, any water. I was lucky enough to have a well pump. Splash it on your face. Don't drink it until you purify it, but splash it on your face, get it on your neck, get your shirt wet. And as you sweat and that water evaporates, the evaporative effect is going to cool you down. And it did a pretty good job. Number 3 is move slowly in the heat. I mean, there's no sense in running and burning up and getting all hot and sweaty. You're going to get sweaty enough going slow. But number 3 is go slow. And number 4 is take frequent breaks. That's extremely important. You got to catch your breath. You got to cool down a little bit, get a little water, sit in the shade. You don't want to get heat stroke, because once you get heat stroke and once you stop sweating, that's bad. That's really, really bad. So be really, really careful in the heat. You can do it. It's real hot down here, but everything will be good. So once again, on the left-hand side, you're going to see some suggested videos. In the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see my subscription bubble. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And remember, I answer all comments. And until next time, this is Matt, the old Florida boy, coming to you from sunny, hot Central Florida.